first, Gene's going to start with Revenge of the Nerds.
Revenge of the Nerds. That's a wonderful title for a movie, a wonderful idea for a movie. The underdogs strike back. And best of all, the film itself is quite funny, telling sort of an Animal House college comedy, not with the slobs beating up on the cool guys this time. No, it's the nerds, the twerps, the funny-looking shy guys who do the damage. And in this scene, the nerds try to take their revenge against the fraternity of cool guys by staging a panty raid on the cool guys' favorite sorority.
Their action tonight demands an immediate retaliation. And if we don't, we're nothing but the nerds they say we are.
I know what we're gonna do.
Penny raid!
That nerd saw me naked!
Hi! This is gonna be a great year!
We love you when you're mad!
I love that line, some nerd saw me naked. The worst thing that could possibly happen. That scene with the Mission Impossible music may make Revenge of the Nerds seem like just another college campus comedy, and there are those elements in the film. But what makes it special are the characterizations by Robert Carradine and Anthony Edwards as those two lead nerds we saw. They are actually sweet guys, their characters, gentle guys, and we root for them, for the meek, to inherit the cool guys' turf. So, for all of the standard gross-out hijinks that are in the picture, Revenge of the Nerds works, I think, best when it gently delivers the message that nerds are people, too.
You know, that's funny. That's exactly what I thought about the movie, and I didn't know what your opinion was until I just heard you saying it. It is a sweet movie. It is a gentle movie, despite the fact that it also has the panty raid scene and the Animal House stuff and the gross guys and the belching contest and the Porky's ripoff and the shower scenes and all of those things that we've grown so tired of and so down on. At the same time, there's a human element underlying this film that makes it interesting, the story of these nerds. And it's sweet. It's funny.
The original title, I think, comes out of a magazine article about all these guys who were, you know, the science wizards in your class with 4 eyes, who now are running the Silicon Valley.
You're telling me about the guys with 4 eyes, right?
But, you know, the guys who were running all the Silicon Valley computer firms and making millions of dollars. But this is just about wimps, you know, just about guys that are a little unsure of themselves, and they're very nice toward each other. They support each other, and it's a cute movie.
I think my favorite part was when the nerd got the blonde. I like that. Next at the movie.
So, you know, I'm going to hop into your filmography a bit, but I did want to talk about your new podcast. I was kind of psyched to watch it, to really enjoy it. How do you feel about it? How did it start? All that fun stuff.
Well, the way it started was my co-podcaster Richard Gabby. He's good friends with I guess, well, I'm just going to call him a producer. His name's Maxwell. And Maxwell was observing Richard Gabby and myself chopping it up and hanging out and, you know, throwing quips back and forth. And he came up with the idea. He said, you know, you guys should have a podcast. You get people on with you and encourage them to bare their souls. And I think you have something. So that's how it started.
Yeah, and it's, for those listening or watching, it's called Party Nerds Popcast, right? I have that correct.
That's correct. Pop, like P-O-P.
Pop. Yep. You know, and the funny thing is, Robert, I was looking at your guests. I've had 3 of these guys on the podcast myself. I've had Daniel Rowe, who is phenomenal.
Yes.
I just had Brad Zucker, and I've had Ed Begley Jr. You've had three of the nicest people on the planet.
Yeah, we often talk about Ed Begley Jr. He is just the sweetest man and funny, and he's funny.
Yeah, it's his stories are out of this world. Like his stories about his father and who his father met. It's insane the amount of connections and the life he's led and continues to live. He's a really great guy, Robert.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Yeah. Can I ask you this? Why is if I'm producing a movie, why don't people take Brad Zucker and give him he's shown he's produced some of the best movies of all time. To see him shut out makes me kind of upset because he's clearly a funny man.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, like you just said, he's some of the funniest movies of all time. He's totally qualified. He's got excellent taste, so to speak. And yeah, why isn't he working? It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't understand that. Let me ask you: Does having your wonderful filmography, your immense talent, does that help you get guests? Is it a little bit easier to get guests in that podcast? Because that's my biggest frustration. It's not that I want a guest; I want a particular guest, and that becomes hard at times for me.
Well, I have a pretty extensive Rolodex, even though it's dated. But yeah, Richard uses me for bait.
Yeah, how are you loving the podcast? Do you love doing it? Do you find that it's a little bit different of an adjustment for you?
Oh, I love doing it because, I mean, we're just hanging out. We're having a conversation, and people seem to be responding really well.
Yeah.
We're getting good feedback, and we love doing it. And one of the high points is that Richard's wife cooks lunch. And when we break for lunch, man, it's great.
Yeah, and you guys have an awesome setup. Like, oh my God, it looks like a talk show host set. It looks great.
Yeah, that's entirely on purpose. That was not an accident.
Yeah, I love the way it looks. I have to say, you have two movies that I feel like are immensely underrated. Right, one's a Western, one's a war movie, and no matter who you ask, assuming they really know their movies, they're two of the best movies of all time.
Thank you, man.
The Big Red one is about as underrated as they come. It's Lee Marvin's last really great movie. Mark Hamill, who doesn't get enough credit for this. It's just, how does that movie get under the radar? Like, it's so good.
Well, it's funny you should ask, Derek, because I'm in the process right now of trying to get Warner Brothers to take the extended version. It's called The Big Red One, The Reconstruction. And what happened was this copy of the movie was created by an executive at Warner Brothers and Richard Schickel, the Time magazine critic. And they went to Warner Brothers. They got permission to get all the missing elements that we could find. Boxes of sound and boxes of film were coming in from the storage vault in Kansas, and they put it together. They made it to have 5.1 surround. The weapons are accurate now, and it's longer. It's 40 minutes longer, and it's really, now it is truly a masterpiece. But before it gets lost to the ether, I'm trying to get Warner Brothers to make that the version that's on streaming. So I'm trying to do that right now so that people can see it.
Yeah, it's terrific. And the other Western that I was hinting at was The Long Riders. My God, what a classic.
Oh, we love that movie, and we loved making it, as you can well imagine, having all those sets of brothers, 4 sets of brothers hanging out, trying to outdo each other.
Yeah, yeah. How is that from a nostalgic point of view, Robert? Right. So obviously it's just a great movie. But let me ask you, what is it like having your brothers? I mean, you come from an iconic family. What's it like being in a movie with just other awesome actors who happen to be your brother, your lineage? Like, how does that feel?
It was like, I don't know, it was like being on a cloud. It was just so easy because we know each other. We go so far back. I mean, for me, I go all the way back to zero with these guys. And it was incredible. And the other brothers, too. We have known all of these guys for a long time. The only ones who were kind of new to the game for us were the Guest brothers, but they turned out to be great as well.
Yeah, the Guest brothers. That's another blast from the past. Let me ask you. So, I want to get into some Revenge of the Nerds stuff here. Do you know? You talked earlier about streaming. Do you know how hard it is to watch this movie if you don't have a Blu-ray? I don't know this should be readily available everywhere. It's maybe one of the top 3 movies to come out of the 80s. Certainly a top 5 comedy of all time. Why is this?
I can tell you, Derek, it's because of the among other things, it's the scene where the cheerleader and I get onto the moonwalk and we have relations, and these people that, like Karens out there, say, well, that's rape by deception, and Disney has heard these complaints and they pulled it.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, so what do you do with a movie like what is it? Blazing Saddles? Is that next? Like, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Well, the thing is that if you want to watch Revenge of the Nerds online, it's on YouTube.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that, but like I wanted to like if and the other thing I heard you say, I think it was on your podcast or popcast, was when you said Revenge of the Nerds cost $6 million to make. It made like 45 plus or in that ballpark, and you still haven't seen a dime of that. I don't understand that. I don't get it.
Well, I know that for one thing, there was a film with Sylvester Stallone and Dolly Parton. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it lost a ton of money. So the money that it lost got charged to Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh my God! So that means that you have to absorb that loss.
Yeah, they charged it to us because I was a participant in the first film, and I was getting the data every 3 months. I'd get a sheet of paper with the data, and it was like 750 in the red, and then the next one was like 500 in the red, and then one of them came by, it was like 100 in the red, and I'm thinking, all right, the next one I'll make some money. Next one came by, it was back up to 500 in the 500,000 in the red.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, the studios really know how to bury profits, boy. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, that's not okay. We mentioned earlier about I guess I don't want to say cancel culture, but I feel like people are trying hard to suppress Revenge of the Nerds. Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I have two things I want to show you. Two are pictures, and one is a minute video. Would you mind if I played those for you? You'll see why I'm going to play them for you in a second.
Yeah, let her rip.
All right. So here are the screenshots. Here is a lawyer who talked about there's so many crimes in Revenge of the Nerds. I cannot get over the fact that a lawyer would break down a fictional movie. I mean, what are we doing with Silence of the Lambs if we're doing this for Revenge of the Nerds? Okay.
Yeah, right.
So I want to show you this one too. Revenge of the Nerds is worse now more than ever. Okay. So you're getting the gist of what I'm saying. I now want to play you the one thing that is the most important and the only thing that anybody watching this has to see if they're looking to get to purchase this movie, anything. This is the only one that matters. Right
okay.
Here. This is it. Yep.
All right.
That line, some nerd saw me naked. The worst thing that could possibly happen. That scene with the Mission Impossible music may make Revenge of the Nerds seem like just another college campus comedy, and there are those elements in the film. But what makes it special are the characterizations by Robert Carradine and Anthony Edwards as those two lead nerds we saw. They are actually sweet guys, their characters, gentle guys, and we root for them, for the meek, to inherit the cool guys' turf. So, for all of the standard gross-out hijinks that are in the picture, Revenge of the Nerds works, I think, best when it gently delivers the message that nerds are people too.
That's funny. That's exactly what I thought about the movie, and I didn't know what your opinion was until I just heard you saying it. It is a sweet movie. It is a gentle movie, despite the fact that it also has the panty raid scene and the Animal House stuff and the gross guys and the belching contest and the Porky's ripoff and the shower scenes and all of those things that we've grown so tired of and so down on. At the same time, there's a human element underlying this film that makes it interesting, the story of these nerds.
Yeah.
And it's sweet. It's funny.
The original title, I think, comes out of a magazine article about all these guys who were, the science wizards in your class with 4 eyes, who now are running the Silicon Valley.
You're telling me about the guys with 4 eyes, right?
But, the guys who are running all the Silicon Valley computer firms and making millions of dollars. But this is just about wimps, just about guys that are a little unsure of themselves, and they're very nice toward each other. They support each other, and it's a cute movie.
I think my favorite part was when the nerd got the blonde. I like that.
All right.
Did you ever see that, Robert, Siskel and Ebert?
No, I never saw that one. Thank you for showing it to me. I think that's excellent.
Robert, that is the only review that matters. I don't care what people that are doing this cancel culture or these fragile Gen Z people or whatever generation they're from, because when I was whatever age, when I was in my teens, when I saw this movie, when I rewatched it multiple times, knowing we were going to speak, that's all I felt was this movie has a good heart. It's yes, it's crude, but hello, welcome to the 80s. Like, that was every comedy in the 80s. Look at 16 Candles, how inappropriate that was. Like, you could go on. These are all John Hughes movies. But, Robert, that's the feeling I got. It wasn't, it's now worse than ever. Look at the crimes committed. That's insane, that level of, ignorance.
Absolutely.
This is a movie with a huge heart. Robert, I'll let you talk. I'm talking too much.
No. I'm just saying it's insane. And there was a local critic here in LA, and he would rate films 1 to 5, and he gave us a -5. And everybody had their arms up and they're freaking out because how dare you, you got to reconsider and all that. So he redid his review and gave us a +2.
But having those two guys love your movie
Yeah.
is it. That's it. There's nothing else matters. There's not another review. There was no Rotten Tomatoes at the time. When those two liked it, that movie got approved, and that movie was gold. I think that's
a ringing endorsement.
Yeah. Did you get what do you get for feedback on this, Robert? Do people appreciate it as much as I do, as much as Siskel and Ebert did? Because it's a movie that is so much fun to watch, and it's got a huge heart. It's everything I've been talking about.
Well, it's funny you should mention that, because every now and then I go out and I'll do a Comic-Con in some city that's not Los Angeles, and people come up to me in droves and tell me how much they love it, how many times they watched it. They were 12 years old when they watched it. They had to sneak it away from their parents because it was on VHS. And I mean, they loved the movie.
Yeah. Robert, you know what you did? I don't know if you know this, and I'm convinced it was you. The term nerd was not a flattering one in the 80s. It was like, you're kind of a loser. Now, nerds and Comic-Cons, it's the ultimate compliment. It is like being called a god, right? If somebody calls you like, hey, you're a Star Wars nerd, you're a Walking Dead nerd, that's a compliment. And I think you create like Fonzie and Henry Winkler created Jump the Shark. You created the nerd being a cool thing to be called.
I will accept that. Thank you very much.
I have to say, and thank you for all this time. I have a few more questions if you're okay with that.
Oh yeah, let her rip.
Okay, excellent. I have to say, over the years, the casting, it slipped my mind that that Goodman and Cromwell were in this, and I don't know how it slipped my mind. I'm embarrassed to say that.
Yeah, but Bernie Casey.
Yeah, they are the two. Maybe it's just time that wore my memory down. Maybe it's too much beer in my mind. I don't know, whatever it was. But I totally forgot how well casted this movie was.
It was definitely very well cast. John Goodman was perfect.
Yeah, perfect for this movie. Perfect.
Yep.
When you took this role, Robert, were you ever worried that it might affect your career negatively moving forward?
Yes.
How do you get around that? How do you avoid that? How do you deal with that?
To deliver an excellent performance. Because initially, when I heard about the movie, I told my agent, "No way, I'm not going to play a nerd, man. I'm not doing it." I had long hair. I was riding my motorcycle. Lots of babes. I mean, it did not appeal to me on any level. But he convinced me to go for it. So I went in, got my hair cut, which was a big deal to cut off all my hair. And I went in and I met on it. I bought the glasses that I used in the movie, and the casting people, they just about fell out of their chair. They couldn't even believe it was me. So that's how it happened.
Robert, what did your brothers think of the movie? Whether it was Keith or David or whomever, what did they think of the movie when they saw it? Were they typical brothers? Were they immensely proud of you? How does your iconic family react to this very unique role?
Oh, they laughed and they said, "Man, you are hilarious." I said, "Oh, thanks, guys, thanks." And I have this brother who's not an actor. His name is Christopher, and he was an Imagineer with Disney Studios or the Disney theme park division. He designs rides and stuff. And I think on an interview at that time, I told the interviewer that I based my character on him, and he was all pissed off. He just was like, "What? You said that?" And I said, "Well, yeah, but I did." And he's like, "Well, that Halloween, he went to the Halloween party at the Disney Imagineering department dressed as the nerd."
Oh, how funny is that? How funny is that?
Yeah.
Did your brother have that loud gasp when he laughs, or did you create that on your own?
No, that was created by Jamie Cromwell.
No way! I didn't know that. And then, well, you perfected it. I'll tell you that.
Well, I had to perfect it overnight because the next day we started shooting, and we had to do like a stereo version of the laugh where we look at each other and we both do the laugh. Yes. So no, he taught it to me, and I'm forever grateful because that's the one thing I hear all the time. Do the laugh. Can you still do the laugh? Oh man, unbelievable.
You will not. I will not ask you to do the laugh, but I appreciate you talking about it. That's good enough for me. Ted McGinley was on Rich Eisen. Are you familiar with Rich Eisen? He's a sports guy for ESPN. He has a talk show.
No, I don't know, Rich.
Yeah, so I should have showed you this video, but I didn't want to bore you with enough videos. But he was on Rich Eisen's show, and he said, I don't know if he was half joking or being serious. He said when Ted McGinley got to the set the first day, he said the nerds, you and Anthony, that in the whole group were kind of I'm looking for the quote, unfriendly, and over time that was, but I think he was trying to say that you guys were a collective group, you guys were in character, you guys were like a cohesive unit. And then so Ted was like, it took him time for you guys to kind of accept him. Whatever you wanted to say about that, Robert, and is that a true story?
It's a true story, but it wasn't as harsh as he indicates. It was, it was tongue in cheek.
Got that? That's kind of what I thought. Like, your reputation is stellar, so I'm like, there's no way that. How about do you think any of your cast, whether it's Anthony, whomever, do you think that anybody had a regret doing this movie? Because I think it's iconic. I think any actor would love to have this in their filmography. Did you sense there was regret from any actor?
I don't want to speak for Anthony, but I think Top Gun sort of took him out of the nerd universe forever. Like, I don't even think he talks about it.
Yeah, I don't, I don't understand that. Like, and I feel like at Comic-Cons, you must be so, I'm going to a Comic-Con next month, and I'm so pissed that you're not going to be there. It's Rhode Island Comic-Con. I was hoping you were
to go there.
Yeah. Well, why don't you, you know what? I could give you the contact. It's not too late for you to go. They're always adding guests.
Well, what you should do is when we hang up, you should text me the contact person, and I'll give that information to my agent, and maybe they can put it together.
I will 1,000%. If I don't do that tonight, I'll get the information tomorrow. I will 101. I give you my word. I will do that. I have to say, just two more things. Have you ever been approached? We talked about your Comic-Con, but has anybody ever thanked you for what you did? Because these guys were outcasts. They were disrespected. They were treated horribly. Like, has anybody ever thanked you for, like, you kind of, the one thing that people haven't talked about is how you stand up to bullies. And bullying is a bigger problem in 2025 than it ever was in 1984, because now kids are getting bullied online. They get bullied 24/7. Does anybody ever go up to you and say, hey, thank you for that. Thank you for fighting back? I mean, I know it sounds cheesy, but.
No, it's not cheesy. I was at a Comic-Con, and this guy was hanging around my table, and it looked like he's working up his gumption to talk to me. And he finally comes up to me and he introduces himself, and he says, I just drove 8 hours because I wanted to meet you and thank you.
Oh, wow. How awesome is that? How awesome.
I know, it blew me away, man.
Yeah. Let me ask you, is there ever been a role that you've wanted that you were in the mix for but never got? It doesn't have to, it could be anything.
Well, I kind of would have liked to have played the guy opposite Richard Gere in An Officer and a Gentleman.
Oh, okay.
But I definitely was not right for it. Nowhere near as right as the guy that got it.
Right.
Is that David Keith or Keith David?
No, isn't that he was in Iron Eagle? Isn't that oh shoot. Oh my God. I can't leave that. It's he's a bald guy. Louis Gossett Jr., right?
Oh no, not Louis Gossett Jr. No. The guy that's opposite, the guy that was in the flight training school with Richard Gere. I think it was David Keith.
Oh, you might be right. Yeah. I'm sorry. My mind's fried. Yeah. That's the role, you think? Yeah.
Well, that's the role that I was up for. I didn't get it, and it was such a great movie. But like I just said, there's no way I was as right for that character as he was. He was perfect.
Right.
And that's just one that comes to mind. I mean, if I really put on my thinking cap here, I could probably come up with 300 or 400 of them that I wish I'd have done.
Yeah, you've done some amazing work. Let me ask you: do you the Lizzie McGuire's dad? You're awfully proud of talking about this. I've heard you say this in other interviews. I think it's so cool that you were part of that. I think it's really cool.
Oh, me too. I had the best time on that set because I have two kids that were the same age as Hillary and Jake Thomas.
Yeah.
A little girl and a little boy. So I'd go home, basically live Lizzie McGuire. Then I get up in the morning, go back to the set, live Lizzie McGuire, and it was just this constant hijinks. It was great.
Yeah. Do you think and this, I want to end with this and thank you for this. Do you think that as we get older, like I talked a little bit about this earlier, the boomer question and the Gen X, do you feel like the current generations, Gen Z and the other ones, do you think they're maybe overly sensitive or have lost their sense of humor? Because I mean, I was just reading some reviews. People gave it 1 star who didn't even see the movie. I don't know. I just feel like people have lost the ability to laugh at themselves and just take things with a grain of salt. I mean, what do you think about that, Robert?
I couldn't say what you just said any better.
Okay.
It's absolutely the scourge of our time.
Yeah, it is. Robert, thank you for this. I appreciate you sticking with me, and you are so much fun to talk to.
Thanks a lot, Derek. I'm really glad that we got this together, man.
Yeah, thank you. And I will get you with that the contact number for the Rhode Island Comic-Con.
Yeah, maybe we get to go. It'd be great.
It'd be awesome. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate it.
All right, Derek. Have a good night.